Hey everybody, Dr. Brett Scher, low carb cardiologist. It's lunchtime. Who's having a burger? Who's having a little bit of steak? Maybe some tri-tip. I had a little bit of a burger on my salad today. It was delicious, but you don't care. I'm not here to tell you what I had for lunch. I also just had an amazing podcast interview with Lierre Keith, the author of The Vegetarian Myth. And timing is everything, because there was also an article in the Wall Street Journal. Yep, I'm back on my newspaper kick here. Before dinner, meet your meat. The whole point to the article, a big point of my interview with Lierre Keith, is that we have to be conscious consumers, right? There's a lot of debate and a lot of argument about raising cattle, raising ruminant, raising animals for our human consumption, the waste, the environmental pollution, and what it means to the environment. And there's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things. And we, as conscious consumers, can help promote the right way to do things. Promote it by getting involved, whether it's social action, and most importantly, promote it by our wallets, by how we choose to get our meats. So this article talks about a restaurant in Las Vegas where they know where the cows come from. They know everything about the way they're raised. They know how they're slaughtered. They know what they're fed, and they're on open land. If you can see this picture, see they're on kind of open prairie there. And that's the way cattle and ruminants should be raised. And when I'm eating meat, that's where I want them to come from. Now, can all of us do that 100% of the time? No. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention to it. Because as it turns out, when cattle is raised this way, especially if it's raised with rotational grazing, they actually sequester more carbon than they emit. They actually help the environment. Not only are they not a problem for the environment, but they're helping sequester more carbon. And they're helping create a more vibrant grassland there. Their manure and their urine actually it fertilizes it. That's why it's called fertilizer, and it helps the grass grow. And by being free to migrate, they help restore these lands to the way they should be. So when you look out over the Midwest and you look at over the wheat fields and the soy fields and the corn fields that used to be prairie land, I mean, this is what it should look like, and this is what it could look like if we got back to letting nature be itself rather than taking over nature for our benefits. So I guess the point of this little tirade, I don't know, the point of this little soapbox is pay attention to this, right? Meet your meat. Pay attention to where your meat comes from, where your chicken comes from, where your eggs come from. It matters, all right? Be a conscious consumer. And when the podcast is out, listen to the podcast with Lierre Keith. She is amazing. Her story is amazing. She's very controversial in some areas, but in other areas, it just makes sense. The work of Alan Savory and Joel Salatin, look them up. The way they are using rotational grazing, the way they are using ways to get back to nature rather than using nature for our benefits. And the last little hint, when that podcast comes out, it's not going to be the Low Carb Cardiologist podcast. Now it's going to be the Diet Doctor podcast. And I can't wait to tell you more about that. All right. So more to come. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your lunch.